around during the week. All right. Welcome back. Talking shit. Got the Jaded Geek and the Comic Lizard along with me, the founder and goalie of sorts, Nate the Great. We have some fun going on today in the world of geekdom. I'm sure anybody who's into comic book collectibles, toys, and any of this stuff, you have to be behind a dark curtain to not be exposed to what's going on with this Lego situation with bricks and minifigs. It reminds me of the Bill Hader meme from Saturday Night Live, where it's got Lego, it's got police corruption, it's got thievery, it's got false arrests and scandals, it's got all the bells and whistles. Lego bricks and minifigs, yes. John, hey John, wow, your brother's on. Let me see. Is there a can I make this be visible now? Pop out chat. Open a new window. Maybe. Are you guys seeing that? You guys are not seeing that, huh? Nothing on the bottom? Let me see. Share your referral link. Post a comment. God, I'm stupid with this now.
Takes a minute to get back in the saddle.
Right? When streaming to a profile, viewer comments won't show up unless the stream is public on Facebook. By default, it's friends only.
I'm your friend.
Right? How many of us have them? All right, this is friends only.
We'll get this.
Manage your feed. No. God bless America. God bless America.
So that's the 7
That's
second
the
delay.
7-second delay.
There you go. All right, Chris Scher is watching. All right, you guys can go ahead and start talking about this stuff while I can try to get people's words going, so that way we're not just sitting here watching me futz around.
Well, do you want to give like the short version, or you want me to do it?
The short version?
Yes.
The short version.
Let's see if you could summarize it in like 5 bullet points.
5 bullet points.
Go.
All right. So there's a bricks and minifigs in Oregon that took in a collection from a family on consignment. Then that owner of that bricks and minifigs couldn't be the owner anymore, and corporate found a new buyer for that bricks and minifig. And then that new owner basically null and voided. They stole the collection.
They nulled the consignment.
The consignment. And now it's up for debate as to where the collection is, who owes who money, and where all the money and collection is. Did I do good?
That's a pretty good summary. The only thing that I would add to that is that this kind of stuff is usually overlooked because it's basically, you know, one private citizen against a corporation, and it usually gets lost in the mix But what's really brought it to the forefront is apparently the involvement of a YouTuber by the name of Reckless Ben, who has decided to make it his life's mission to
either get the collection back
or
get them
get the family paid out for it. Now, I'm not so naive as to think that Reckless Ben is not interested on the side, because it makes great content and he's going to get a lot of views and subscribers and additions to his Patreon page and all of that stuff. But I'm not opposed to fame and money in exchange for good deeds. So a lot of what's going on is just directly due to Reckless Ben.
I mean, yeah, the exposure helps, right?
Sure.
The exposure helps. I know that Reckless Ben was the one who started it, and I think he's got like 500,000 subs going. So he's got a pretty decent sized platform. At least, at least in this lane of platforms going. But what turned me on to it was I saw Asmongold talking about it. I think it was on maybe Saturday morning as I'm driving to go ride my bike. And just in the 30 minutes it took for me to get from here to Fullerton, I was like, holy smokes, this thing is deep. And it's got all the cops went to BYU together, and they're all running station in the background for each other.
Well, let's
that's the second half of the story. That's where Bricks and Minifigs Corporate is out of. The owner is out of Utah, and that's where Utah comes into play. But that's like the secondary part of the story. The first part of the story is it's just as wild as to what happened.
for just a little additional context, if anybody is not following this whole thing, the shop where the initial consignment issue occurred is in Salem, Oregon, and when the owner of that shop had to step down from being the owner, corporate Bricks and Minifigs sent in a couple of guys to be the new owners of that shop, and those guys are both from Utah as well. And because of the involvement of Reckless Ben and a lot of the unbelievable shenanigans that he engaged in and went through.
Good shenanigans.
Yes, but I mean, it's still shenanigans.
It's still wild, but
it's anyway. So because of that, they ended up closing that store in Salem, Oregon, and so
remember they closed it because they weren't able to sue them, and he took them to small claims court. Right. And in small claims court, they never showed up to defend themselves.
They got default judgments is what ended up happening. They got default judgments because they all thought it was a joke, because people were getting served by people coming in saying that they're turning in applications to work at that location, and then they thought it was a joke. Plus prior to that they got one of the things they did is they dressed up like they were from the Guinness Book of World Records with an award for the largest private collection stolen from a Lego Bricks and Minifig or something like that. Yeah. And it all came out as like a joke. And I don't think they realized that it was because they didn't read anything, and they never showed up.
When you had initially messaged us about this and indicating interest, I had like very little interest. I knew that there was something going on. But a lot of people seem to be getting excited about it, and like you, I came into contact with it through Asmongold's video. I was going to watch. It was like an hour and 40-something minute video that Asmongold did about it, and I was only going to watch like the first 10 minutes just to kind of get the lowdown, and I ended up watching the whole thing.
We were up till 2 a.m. last night.
Yeah, you couldn't stop watching.
I knew about it from work. Stuff trickles down. My store is not a Bricks and Minifigs franchise. It's independent.
Which I was excited for, because I was like, oh my God, I want to talk about this so bad. I know you work for like a
mom and pop store. We have nothing to do with any of that. We don't have anything to do with any of that. That doesn't mean stuff doesn't trickle down our way, because people just assume it's all like, oh, I've been to your store. No, you haven't.
For sure. For sure. It's McDowell's, right?
Yeah.
Well, your buns don't have sesame seeds.
Right.
Like any collectible community, there's a lot of crossover.
It's
right?
all interconnected to some degree.
Everybody shops at everybody's store and all this kind of stuff, and a lot of times the owners know each other and that sort of thing. So, but Bricks and Minifigs is kind of like a franchise operation, whereas Music City Bricks is a one-stop shop that's just owned by a family.
Sure. And those are the best things. I feel like, does it even take the backing of a corporation to be able to run a business like that? Provided you have the initial upstart to get the business going yourself. Lego's a popular thing.
Sure.
And if you get the right people in there, like Liz, somebody who's got the collectibles it's in her DNA. I mean, she's the comic lizard. It's in the name. So you're automatically you're on the podium already of awesomeness, and then you just got to keep on going. And that's just one of the cards in your hand of awesomeness. Is you got the comic card and you got the collectibles card, and you probably picked up some Pokemon knowledge and other things along the way. So it's there's an expertise in it for sure. Like I'm on some of these forums on Facebook about like GI Joes, and somebody will put like up a pistol for a guy, and I'll be like, oh, that's the 82 Roadblock's pistol, or whatever. Although Roadblock didn't come out until 83, and he had that's the thing. The level of nerddom you can go down into, it's insane.
So the whole thing with the when you were mentioning initially when you were all excited about it, and Liz had some information about it, but I only just peripherally knew. And then you said it's crazy and there's Mormons involved, and I'm like, Mormons? What do the Mormons have to do with this? But in the timeline, the Reckless Ben put out his first video talking about it, which basically ends with his
default judgment,
his multiple small claims lawsuits receiving default judgment, and him going back to the store to retrieve the money that he was now owed, and the store was closed. And so now he has to go to Utah to follow up with Bricks and Minifigs corporate and the new owners of the Salem store in Oregon, who also live in Utah. So on his channel, he's released the first part of the series, which basically deals with the Salem location. And part 2, he's going to release on his YouTube channel soon, that will deal with what's been going on in Utah. Right now, I think it's just available on his Patreon. I guess he's getting ready to release part 3 on his Patreon. So the story has apparently not concluded, but he has released some smaller videos that kind of detail pieces of what's been going on, which reveals the drama that he's been dealing with
for 7 years.
With the American
Fork.
For
7 years.
The American Fork Police Department. American Fork is a city there in Utah.
So this is legit. Where'd you get 7 years from? I haven't seen anything that points it back to that far back.
Timeline. It seems very recent to me.
Well, I think that the recent release of a lot of this stuff, but I believe this transactional stuff and the consignment started in 2019.
Oh yeah, the consignment stuff might have started back then.
So this whole, when you go back to the origin story of this thing, to coin a comic thing, is the origin story started in 2019. Now, I don't know the timeline of when it turned over from the one owner to the other owner. What year that took place. So they're talking about like dollar amounts and how big the collection is. It's my understanding, I could be wrong because, stuff gets put out everywhere. It's my understanding that it's not the whole of collection, I think, that has been stolen. You know what I mean? I think that some of it's been paid to the family. Some, you know what I mean? It was sold, and some was with the previous owner of the Bricks and Minifig store location. It's when the turnover happened.
It looks like the consignment.
The
consignment. Thank you. The consignment for the collection happened in 2023.
Okay.
That's when it started.
Gotcha.
So it's actually very recent.
Gotcha.
But
Well, at
you know,
least I mean, at least cut in half. The timeline's cut in half. But
Sure.
am I mistaken? Because at least the way it was edited, it was like the woman gets in the consignment. Her husband's out of town because they're planning on moving to Europe or something. And
Right.
apparently, I think, and then she says something to her corporate people about what's going on with this, and they just kind of swoop into the store, kick her out of the store,
Yeah.
take the collection, take her business away from her. She ends up not being able to move to Europe or to do any of their stuff, and they're just as embattled with the bricks and minifigure people as the original people who were selling the collection.
So the thing is that I don't know all the specifics of it, but what I've been able to kind of gather from what I was watching is that their Bricks and Minifigs is asserting that there was some kind of contractual dispute with that original owner, like they were behind in their contributions to the corporate office. I guess, you know, when you're a franchise, you have to contribute some amount to
franchise fees, usually like 6 to 9%
so
or something.
they were behind in the franchise fees and wanted to give up their franchise to the corporation. And so they sent in these two guys from Utah to kind of take over the store. And one of those guys was there. The original owner had him recorded when she mentioned the consignment and the need to pay out this customer. And the guy said flat out that they would take it over and take care of it. So, and not only that, but later on in the whole hoopla that takes place, Reckless Ben finds out, because Bricks and Minifigs has been denying that they allow consignment, but it turns out in their franchise contract that consignments are indeed permitted. So it seems like it's pretty cut and dry to me. The only thing is that makes it kind of a drama and an entertaining series is all of the unique strategies that Reckless Ben utilizes in order to confront these two guys from Utah that came into that Salem store and their response to that. And then when the whole shebang moves to Utah is just the circling of the wagons that takes place among the Mormons, because Utah, of course, is a stronghold for Mormonism, and you know, basically all of their police force and you know the owner of Bricks and Minifigs, as well as the two guys that were appointed to take over the Salem store, they're all Mormons, and apparently they all go to the same particular Mormon church.
They all went to the same college.
Yeah, so there's a lot of interconnectivity, and so they're just
Reckless Ben's like the Duke boys going up against Box Hogg and
yes.
and Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's,
for sure. I don't know if you saw Reckless Ben's video on their dealings with the American Fork Police Department, but it's pretty wild to see the way that these cops treat him when he obviously hasn't done anything wrong. And the fact that he has to explain the situation over and over and over and over and over again and lay out the paperwork, lay out the documentation, show them their own law codes and everything like that. And they still basically just put their boot on him. It's crazy.
You know, one of the things that I found especially endearing about the Mormon people in that community, outside of the police and the good old boy aspect, the Roscoe P. Coltrane and Cooter and all that going on.
Right.
It was that he went to the church and he found somebody at the church, played him the video that he swore to God that he was going to pay them and then he got that guy to bring the video, and that guy almost gets arrested.
Yeah.
By the cops. It's
theological issues aside with Mormonism, there are people like any other religious organization. There are people who really believe it, and then there are people who are just affiliated with it. And you know, this young man that Reckless Ben was able to talk to is clearly somebody who's trying to be faithful and consistent to Mormonism, and went to go confront this person in his church about his behavior, and ends up basically getting suppressed by the rest of the community who are not living in conformity with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a bummer that I feel like this story is viral enough that they shouldn't have to hide it behind a paywall as it's rolling out. But that's the one piece. That's the one piece that's a tad bit of a bummer to me. Like I got to be a patron to.
Well, you have to be a patron to get access to it now. So the Patreon members of Reckless,
they get the fresh stuff.
They're going to get it as soon as it's released, and then I think he releases it a week or two later to everybody else on the YouTube channel. So this is just an issue where we have to apply our classic Gen X traits of waiting for next week's episode.
This is true.
We do that all the time.
We did. Now I can't even wait a minute.
I think the bummer thing about this, though, is that people are going after other franchise, other stores in other states that have nothing to do with it and are just, they're good people that are just trying to run their small business kind of thing. You know what I mean? And, slamming them or going after those stores that aren't part of it is kind of roachy, and it doesn't actually help the matter at all. You know what I mean? It just fans flames in different places. The ones that decide to put out that email, that corporate said, hey, you know what, we're getting all this negative publicity. This is what you should do. You should put this out there, post it on your socials, have people leave you your positive feedbacks and good reviews, and that'll help. And unfortunately, that email was leaked. So people knew that was coming, and some of the stores had already put that out. Other stores are very quiet. There's a lot of these bricks and minifigs all over the United States. I mean, there's hundreds of them, and not all of them have to do or are roachy or have these types of practices. A lot of them are really, really good, and they're solid people. I know a couple of people, a couple of the stores that are out here and the people that run them, and it's unfortunate that they get slammed for it. If people really want to try to stick it to Bricks and Minifigs corporate, which is where it seems to be at right now, is they just need to be contacting the Lego company themselves, and say, you are selling your product to this business that is bringing your brand down.
Right. It affects the whole community.
This is what you should be doing. If you're pissed about this stuff, don't go after these small stores that have nothing to do with it. Not after Lego, but contact Lego and say, you're selling product to this company.
Speaking of going after people and contacting them, we've got a new event here at Collection Connection. We have a new face behind the screen, and in maintaining stereotypes, he's late to the party. So.
Maintaining stereotypes. Hi, everybody.
What's going on, Ant? Known as a disciple of poverty on Instagram, if you want to follow him there. So have you been following the Lego situation?
No. What is going on with Legos? Are they cheap now?
No.
Oh.
All right, we'll let Josh Cliff note you through the situation.
Okay. All right, I'm going to see if I can break it down really simple. Basically, a guy who's been collecting Legos for decades had a Star Wars Lego collection that he put on consignment with a Bricks and Minifigs franchise location in Salem, Oregon.
Consignment means that they're selling it for him and then splitting the money to him. So they're not buying it from him outright. So it's not a buy and sell situation.
And the reason for it is because the collection is extensive. It's over $100,000 worth of Lego product, in the Star Wars IP. So the owner of that franchise, for various reasons, has to step down as being owner. And Bricks and Minifigs corporate sends a couple guys in to take over the store. She makes it clear, the previous owner makes it clear to them that she has this massive Star Wars consignment with this customer, and she wants to make sure he's going to get paid out. There's a contract for it and everything. And they say, It's no problem. We're taking it over. We'll take care of it. Well,
they didn't.
They don't. and they pretend like either they don't have it or there was never any contract. And so normally this kind of thing will fall by the wayside because it's, a private customer against a corporation, and that stuff just never gets any traction. However,
and usually the collections aren't this big either, by the way.
Right, but
usually if it's somebody, they'll jack you for a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand, but
right. So cometh the hour, cometh the man. A YouTuber by the name of Reckless Ben steps in and decides that he's going to make it his life's mission to right this wrong, either get this family paid out for their Legos or get the Legos returned to them. Now, I'm not suggesting that Reckless Ben is entirely motivated by altruism, because this is great content for his YouTube channel. But that's really what blows the story up to the point where it enters the public spheres, because this guy is making videos about it. And the excitement really revolves around
how he does
the different tactics he uses to confront these guys who have stolen the collection and their reaction to it. So eventually what happens is that he succeeds in getting several small claims court judgments against them that are settled in Reckless Ben's favor by default because they don't show up for court. And before he can collect on the judgment from these two guys, they close the store. Now, these two guys live in Utah.
Like that day.
Right, that day. So these two guys live in Utah. So Reckless Ben then goes to Utah, where Bricks and Minifig's corporate office is, and where these two guys who took over the Salem store in Oregon live. And then the dynamic changes because all of these guys are Mormons, and so is the entire police force in American Fork, Utah. And they basically circle the wagons around him and then start harassing Reckless Ben, who's just trying to get resolution for this entire product. And that's basically kind of where the situation currently is, although he's still releasing videos, so I'm sure that the situation is actually further down the road than this, but we just haven't seen the latest content. And that's it in a nutshell.
That sucks.
Yeah, but it's entertaining.
I doubt that they're going to actually get the collection, the items back, because I have a feeling
they've all been sold off for sure.
They've either been sold already in the store, or sometimes what happens is that if a store closes and they don't have anybody to take over, they'll disperse the inventory amongst other stores. So it's a possibility that the inventory
so it's like pretty
somebody
much
else
just gave it
has
away.
One of their stores.
Yeah.
But I think the best that he can hope for, the family can hope for, is the monetary portion of it.
If anything, yeah.
And when they say it's valued at $200,000, I wonder what the set upon split was supposed to be with the company. Because I remember most of the places where you're selling your collectibles to, they'll give you between 25 to 50% of the value. So was it a $400,000 collection that he gets two of, or?
I think that I know in some of the paperwork there it says it. If you dig through some of the videos and stuff, people have I've heard that the percentage was a 35% for Bricks and Minifigs, and then the rest of, but the monetary value, of the collection, it's kind of up for discussion and debate kind of situation. You know what I mean? So I've heard anywhere from 100,000 to 200,000, but I've heard as low as 20,000. So I don't, you know what I mean? What you do know is that the monetary value that's been given is whatever the default judgments were, and I think each one of those were 10,000 each.
Yeah,
for small claims, and I think there was 10 at $10,000.
Small claims judgments by default for $10,000 a piece.
So we know that they are owed at least $100,000 based off of the papers.
Right. So the one thing I will say is that both Bricks and Minifigs and the American Fork Police Department have responded to the controversy because things look very bad for them. Of course, they're claiming that the videos are highly edited, and of course they're edited. But the point is that the the content that is in the videos is pretty straightforward as to their kind of behavior. But in Bricks and Minifig's public statement, while denying that they had any kind of culpability, one of the things that they said in the statement was that they were disputing the value of the collection, saying that it was only worth, I think, between 40 and 60,000. But my thing is like, if you don't have it or you're not responsible, why do you care what the value is? The fact that you've evaluated the collection tells me that you're already trying to work out how much you're going to be up the river for.
And part of that number that they're quoting for the value of it also could be what was retained, you know, when the changeover happened. Because I have a feeling that they sold a collection, or, you know, the collection was on consignment. Parts of it is sold, and it's possible that the family's been paid out for some of the stuff that's already sold. That's actually what the original owner said in the portion of the video where she recorded the handover of the store to the new guys. Is she said that some of it's already sold and the customer was already paid out for that portion, but she wants to make sure that he gets paid out for the remainder of it. And they said that they would take it over and handle it. And the other thing too is that
so I wonder if they have paid any part of it, or if the only payout happened was from her.
I think so. My interpretation, I don't know the exact
of
details,
that part of that video,
but my interpretation from what I've seen out of the videos is that whatever was sold under the original owner of that Salem Bricks and Minifigs location, that stuff that sold under them has already been paid out to that customer that was on consignment. The remaining amount has not been paid out because it's been disputed as to whether they even have the collection, and it's been disputed as to whether or not the consignment contract is valid. Bricks and Minifigs,
they got something, they just didn't get it from the old owners, is what it sounds like.
Well, no, I think that they have it because during the course of these expose videos that this Reckless Ben guy has been putting out, he gets these owner guys that took over on the phone, and they admit in several different situations that they have the collection, and they kind of like BS. And they're going to get the collection together, and they're going to return it to him. And then they don't. They renege on it. We want an apology, and we want this, and then if you do this, then we'll do that. Right. And then they did it, and then they don't, and then.
And the cops. Yeah. So I don't even think we've touched on this in our conversation, but the cops. So now Reckless Ben is in Utah, trying to serve these people the papers to go to court to continue the process, and they have a restraining order against them being able to serve the paperwork. They can't get anywhere near him to serve it, and the cops keep on stopping them and running cover for the owners of both the franchise and the company and the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs.
Kitty.
And they end up taking Reckless Ben and his crew to jail. So Reckless Ben goes to jail over it twice. And they busted up it. They injured his shoulder, arresting him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Mormons don't play.
Yeah.
They never have.
That might be what the issue is. They don't play.
Not even with Lego, right? Jeez.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, Liz was mentioning earlier that a lot of other franchise locations of Bricks and Minifigs have been taking a lot of public heat for this, as well as independent third-party Lego stores that have nothing to do with the situation are taking heat from it because, you know, people who have watched these videos, in my mind, are rightly outraged by the behavior of Bricks and Minifigs corporate, as well as these two particular franchisees that were involved. And but the thing is that we have to remember that the desire for justice to take place has to apply to the people that were directly involved. And, you know, you can't spend your time. It's one thing to harass those two guys because they're clearly thieves and the owner of the company who is denying that stuff is taking place. But to harass, you know, a guy who owns a Bricks and Minifigs in like Vermont, you know, that he has nothing to do with it. It's like, you know,
I don't disagree with that, but I also know that that AMC and Cinemark and all those movie theaters, they're having tough times with the movie companies putting out shitty woke movies, and like, what are you going to do? Like, my dollars aren't going to go there. Like, I'm not going to.
I'm not suggesting that.
No, I'm not saying that you're even
Yeah.
suggesting that. I'm just saying that how do they, like, you
the
can't.
best,
I don't know that you could just sit there and take it either. You know,
no, but
like,
I'm saying that the best solution, I think, is, you know, if it weighs on you to not support the corporation, because yeah, they have to pay franchise fees, then don't do it. But also don't harass and threaten, and which is a lot of that is going on like right now. They're threatening them, they're following other owners of the stores, they're picketing in front that have nothing to do with it, leaving back, you know. And I understand you're pissed and you want that to be taken care of. I think the best thing to do, instead of harassing the stores that don't have anything to do with it, is, like I said, you contact Lego itself, because Bricks and Minifig, they get their new Lego product, you know, their boxed sealed sets, direct from Lego. They don't go through a distribution that a lot of mom and pop stores have, you know, independent mom and pop stores have to go through. We have a distributor that we have to go through to get that product. We can't go to Lego right away if you're not big enough. Well, because Bricks and Minifigs is a big corporation, I think they get their product direct from Lego.
Maybe if
Contact
they
Lego
got
and just
some of
say,
the
hey,
Lego
you're
lawyers
giving
on it.
you're giving your brand, your branded product, your new stuff to these people, and there's some shadiness that's going on here. Is that something that you want for your brand?
Well, and I would say,
I can really quick. I could see, like, when's Lego gonna just be like, what are you guys doing? Like Hans and Sven, I can see them coming down from the Netherlands and being like, what are you doing with the Lego? Just pay the money.
It's possible that, you know, that Lego could come in and buy the company. They could come in and buy it. You know, they've already done that with the online store Bricklink. You know, that was an independent online selling and trading of just straight up Lego. They purchased Bricklink, so Lego actually owns Bricklink now. And I could foresee them potentially coming in and, you know, if they wanted to be the hero of the block, they could come in and say, we're going to buy the Bricks and Minifigs, we're going to overhaul everything, we're going to change some things up and pay out this family. And they'd be the hero of the story big time. You know what I mean? That would be an amazing PR boon for them to do something like that. But in the meantime, like I said, to contact Lego and make Lego aware, which I'm sure they are, because there's a lot of influencers for Lego that are aware of these types of things. But as an individual person, it doesn't take it takes as much time to slam a store that doesn't have anything to do with what's going on as it does to send an email to Lego and say, don't sell your product to this company because they're tarnishing the brand. You know what I mean? It's
sure
that might actually be more productive than slamming a store that doesn't have anything to do with it.
And I think there's something else that can be done too, because I'm sure the reality is that there's probably a ton of Bricks and Minifigs franchise owners that are probably disgusted equally with what's going on with corporate. And they should be contacting corporate directly saying, hey, you need to get your house in order because this is making us all look bad. And you're jeopardizing all of us because you're not behaving correctly. You know, this idea, you know, these franchisees, you know, they are responsible for bringing the Bricks and Minifigs ethic down to the customer and to provide a good service. But at the same time, they need to protect their customers from any shenanigans that are going on upstairs. They're kind of the middleman in that way. And this would be a perfect opportunity for the franchise owners that don't agree with the theft of a $200,000 private Lego collection, that they should contact corporate, you know, individually and collectively and tell them, hey, we can't be affiliated with you if you're going to behave like this.
Especially because the collection was sold so that they can get money for the old man's medical bills.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And isn't that wasn't that the whole point of us collecting all of this crap in the first place? Was trying to get it to have it to hopefully sell it one day and get rich. Like that's the underlying dream of doing all this stuff. It's fun while you're doing it.
That's a little kid teenage collector. As you get older and a little more jaded, you
That's not what you did there.
you collect to enjoy. You know what I mean? Now it's and if I can sell it at some point and I get something for it, awesome. Like I did that with my Marvel Epic collections. I got that stuff working finding them all over the place, used bookstores, all kinds of stuff. And I loved reading all of the old comics, all the old Marvel comic stuff, and turning around and selling it now. It's like, oh crap, it's worth how much now? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just a bonus, but I got all the joy out of reading it and having it and letting it look cool on my shelf because man, it looked very aesthetically pleasing having them all on my shelf.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But now it's like, well, I don't have the room and something's got to give, and that's what gave. And getting that extra for sure is a bonus. But
no, most of my friends who are into collectibles, they all try to team up with Nando or do other type of things to slang their wares now. Kind of you own it for a while, then one day you turn a corner. I'm not sure where the corner is, but there's a corner you turn where it owns you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it for sure.
Well, the stuff that I have retained from the collections that I've gotten over the years, obviously I've purged quite a bit, but whatever is left is either going to be something that will serve as an inheritance to the next generation, or it will be buried with me.
Big freaking cat. Can we burn it and then bury it with you so it'll all fit?
I require a mausoleum.
Oh. John Carter, that shit. Is that all right?
Shrine.
All right. Well, it's a bummer Fuzzy wasn't able to make it with us today. I think Fuzzy, he dabbles in the Lego as well, and I was interested in letting him and Anthony talk about wrestling because they both like fake shit.
Woo!
Wow.
Oh no! We got to do the digs. Got to do the digs. So, are you? This is. Are you hearing about this at work, just in the Lego community, Liz?
I hear it in the sense that, it pops up in my social feed. And so then I, discuss it with the owner of the store that I work at, which again is not a Bricks and Minifigs. It's an independently run store, mom and pop family run store. So we discuss things because the store's been around for, I think it's 5 years now. Mm-hmm. And he worked for the Lego company, at a Lego store. The whole point of them wanting to get into the store to begin with is they wanted something cool in their neighborhood. Because it's not just a store. It's like you could come in and you could play and build.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name.
Exactly. And that's exactly what even in the smaller store that we had, the kids would come in and they build 300 minifigs out of our Build-A-Fig and just leave them behind, but they had the best time of their life. Or they go into our, 500 pounds or 800 pounds of loose brick bulk and bring it to a table and just start building something and leave it behind. But that's what the store was there for. The retail aspect of it is to keep the lights on for the playhouse. You know what I mean? The clubhouse for everybody to hang out with. And now that we've expanded it bigger, it's a bigger play area. It's a bigger everything. And his background is in IT, not in retail. And so he wanted to go to get the brand down to find out what works for the Lego brand and kind of translate some of that stuff into into his store that he wanted to build and follow that through. But yeah, we hear it in the feed. We talk about it here and there. He's friends with a couple of some other bigger independent stores, and we hear rumblings from from people coming in going, hey, have you heard about, or hey, what do you guys know about, hey, that kind of stuff. But it's
Yeah,
not,
that's what I was curious about.
it's not like super prevalent
Well, not yet.
you know what I mean?
Now that Asmongold has covered it, now it's going to.
It might get a little bit bigger.
Oh, he did?
We might get a few more questions.
That's where we heard it from.
That's dope.
Questions about that kind of stuff, and we don't have anything to add to it that anybody else can't find out about. It's not like we've got some secret inside knowledge of what it is and what's going on. We just know how it potentially affects our community in the area that we're here in, like the Nashville, like Tennessee area, because there's a handful of bricks and minifigs, and there's a handful of independent mom and pop Lego stores. So we're, all we can do is help keep our community solid. And, but so far, I don't think I haven't been to work for the last 2 days. These are my days off. So
Same.
I don't know, after this video dropped and after Asmongold did it, like, I don't know, maybe in the 2 or 3 days, because I don't go back to work until Wednesday, there might be people coming in and discussing and talking. But from the socials on our stuff, we haven't been given any negative reviews. We haven't been slammed with any, that kind of stuff personally at our store.
I think it's a good opportunity for somebody to come up with a lane now. Like if this grows to the point to where certain people or let's say half the nation were to adopt the stance that of somebody like me and just boycott those places, but then still have a love for Lego, there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for somebody to go in there and do something with it. Especially like on Facebook Marketplace, people are giving away like Lego, like tons of them. Those OCD moms just giving away thousands of dollars of Lego because she stepped on one or something.
I'm tired of looking
that
at them.
happens with any collection. Your kid goes to college, they move out, they get their own place, and mom and dad have the room, and they're like, what the hell am I going to do with this collection? What the hell am I? Come get your shit. And then they're like, yeah, I'll get it. And then they never get it. And then the parents are just like, yard sale. You know what I mean? Like, so that's been going on even since when we were kids. That's how my like Barbie collection disappeared. It's like I didn't play with it. I didn't have anything to do with it for a while. Mom's just like, yard sale.
You find some good stuff at those yard sales too, though.
But
yeah, you buy people's dreams.
So
like I don't know how many people go off to Vietnam and come back home and it's like, wow, that Wolverine character blew up. I'm gonna sell my first appearance of Wolverine. No, I gave it to your cousin and he scribbled all over it. Like you could start up like it'd be like the next Narconon or something, like a room full of geeks that their mom, like, hey mom, I come back home to go into the attic to get these comic books out so that I can pay off your house and have you retire so you never have to work again. I'm saving you, mom. And she's like, oh, I gave those things to your cousin and he scribbled on them and threw them away.
We've all
I'll
got
be forced to
stories,
toil in the mines.
We've all got stories, I'm sure, of parents or others somehow getting rid of collections that we had that just like drove us bonkers,
Yeah, but when you're like, back when we were collecting, I'm just saying, when we were kids, we weren't as savvy about, you got your G.I. Joe, you played with your G.I. Joe, or your He-Man, or your She-Ra, or your whatever action figure, or toy or comic. You read it, you rolled it up, and you stuck it in your back pocket so you could read it wherever. You got on your bikes, you could read it where, you know what I mean? We didn't have, as kids.
Good times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Here, that's how you played with your toys. You enjoyed your toys, and it wasn't until you got older that now you look back on it and go, "Man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. That was this," or you look at your collection. Oh, I wish I wouldn't. But that's not the kids. These kids nowadays are a little bit more savvy about what they open up they rip their pack and they pull out that gold Charizard or whatever the hell it is, or that special something or other, those stupid
That's funny.
glitter dumpling things, you know what I'm saying? And they all lose their minds over that stuff because they have a sense of awareness of, well, if I keep it nice, then I could potentially sell it later.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, like I know a guy who had a Pokemon card last week that he wanted to sell. And he pulls it out of the page. This motherfucker. He pulls out of the pack. He's like, yeah, look what I got. I was like, you got butter on your fingers, dude. You better put that shit somewhere nice, man. You're gonna.
I had a chance to get like $400, bro. I left with nothing.
Oh,
So yeah, that story's about me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though, is that our generation didn't have a concept of value except for the playability and the bringing it to school and being the dude that had this or the guy that had the
Yeah, I
Well,
was trying to be that
that's-
dude.
that's where it comes
whatever
from,
it
though.
was.
That's where it comes from, though. I'm like, every era, every community has their thing. Anthony can attest to this. Where we grew up in North Long Beach, it would the sneakerheads. All right, you gotta have these shoes, you gotta have those shoes. You're a cool guy, but you're just broke. You got Pro Wings, and your cousin will come over and he'll throw them over the wires, and you got to go to school barefoot, and you see your shoes up over the wires, and you're like, man, if I only had those Jordans, I can get all the girls. And it's the same version of, man, if I only had that version of Snake Eyes, then I'll be the coolest G.I. Joe ever. And shit, I had the recurring dreams. Like I had dreams when I was 5 years old, I had dreams of the Star Wars toy. And then we go to the store and we get the toy, and I have it in my hands, but my parents won't let me open it till we get home. And we're driving home, and before I can open it, I fucking wake up and I don't get the toy.
Damn it.
And then I get a little bit older. It's the bike. I get the bike at the store. We're gonna get home, and I wake up. It's the girl. I get the girl. Get her in the room. Get her. Oh, we're gonna start making out. Boom. Wake up. Like, oh, you're always foiled at the end. But you get a little bit older, get a little money in your pocket. You're just like, you know what? Every dream that I had, all of those things that I couldn't get, mom said no, dad said no. I remember Lego specifically. My brother Daniel and I, we're getting bad grades at school, and my mom promised us, if you get good grades and you turn it around, we're going to go to the store. We'll get you this Lego set that you want. And we both turned our grades around. We got great grades, and we went to mom with our report card. Yay! She's like, I never said that. Fuck you. And Anthony knows my brother. Anthony knows my brother, and
He's at the grades you're looking for.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Jedi mind trick your shit.
My brother never got a good grade for the rest of his life. Like,
what's the payoff, right?
Yeah.
It's like for what?
That was his negative epiphany that ruined his life. Over the Lego set. He's still like, if he ever has to drag up tears from the past to look sensitive, I'm sure that's one of his motivational things. That's his muse, his negative muse. But
it's funny because I don't want to say this generation, but like this. So, speaking of Lego still, since we're down that road a little bit, is that the Lego Ninjago just celebrated, like, I think it's 15 years or something like that.
what?
Wow.
So you have all of these, and you can see right when it's dead. Like the first half of this year, man, we couldn't keep Lego minifigs in to save your life. I was constantly having to refill that case all the time, and we're like, what in the heck? And it's like, it can't just be the anniversary, because we had that with Star Wars, and it was like, it's just this generation of, they've got their adult money, or they've got their first credit card and they don't know what to do with it. All of that. But it's like, we had this crest, remember? Like I would constantly come home and tell you, like, we were selling thousands of dollars of Lego Ninjago, and then all of a sudden went whoop, and it's just dead now. And now it's moved on to,
That's because everybody who had that itch got it scratched during that time.
now it's moved on to Batman, a DC Batman minifigs from 2006 specifically. because there's
Oh,
another
the first roll.
Yeah, so that's like another anniversary that's coming out. Plus, the new Lego video game is coming out.
Yeah, Batman just dropped a new Lego video game like last week.
And it's like everybody comes in. Do you have any DC 2006 Batman fix? I'm like, no, unless you want henchmen, we got you covered. Anything
Yeah,
else?
Alfred.
And I
and
know that
Clayface.
August is Bionicle. Bionicle is celebrating like year 20 or 25 or something like that, and that'll happen in August on the.
But that's the thing.
It's like Bionicle Day or
you want to
something.
make money slanging collectibles, you got to figure out. You got to just be like, okay, the age of the kids getting money in their pocket, is it like 30? Do you finally get money to waste on shit like that when you're 30? All right, so you're like, okay, the people who are 30 now, yeah, backtrack, like, because I remember 10 years ago, maybe even longer than that, the Power Ranger people were coming up through the ranks. And it's like, oh wow, like people who like, lame shit, or like if you're gonna go see the wrestlers, like you get us Gen X people, they want to see. Most of the people are dead.
I was gonna say, yeah, everybody I want to see.
Yeah, you gotta go to bring a bottle of Jack and pour it on their grave for the dead homies now. But you can get now, it's like the AEW guys or whatever, right? Am I right, Ant? Is it the AEW guys? Is it gonna be the X-Pac and those guys? That's gonna be the that's even old, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, they still Jericho. He's on AEW. Chris Jericho. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Vaguely, yeah. That was a little bit after my time. I was just thinking about it when Nate was talking about it. I'm like, man, all the guys.
Well, even Mick Foley or Mankind, he's over there now.
They're all dead, man.
I'm bummed. Rowdy Roddy, the Iron Sheik,
the Piper, Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Golly.
I just saw something about Mr. Perfect. He died from a heroin or cocaine overdose in Florida.
Is that how he went out?
Yep. Even Miss Elizabeth, she didn't even say words. She was just pretty and went around. She was a fucking crackhead. She was horrible.
She was messing around with Lex Luger at the time. After leaving Macho Man.
Man.
That's some rough lives. You're just a bunch of like steroid-riddled redneck stuntmen that go around and do crazy shit.
Never got their CTE checked, yeah.
But man, they were fun and entertaining to watch.
But it's crazy. It's crazy that there wasn't
they were.
one guy among them that was like straight-laced, that made it. Like they're all. I mean, I guess Hogan was the closest.
Nah. Well, nowadays, since you say straight-laced.
I said closest because he made it the longest, right? I mean, there's nobody from his cohort that's still with us, right?
From that time, no. Nah. He was like
he
one of the last ones.
How old was he? Like 75?
Yeah. Something like that.
Dad, right?
Hogan?
Yeah.
My dad's a little bit older, but yeah.
Well, as far as like the NWO guys, it's just like Kevin Nash and X-Pac.
And I know, was it Diamond Dallas Page?
He's still
around.
He
got his stuff together. He does his yoga thing, and he saved a lot of those dudes. He saved a lot of those guys with yoga.
Jake the Snake.
Oh.
Yep, Jake the Snake's
Butterbean.
Butterbean.
Yeah, Butterbean was pretty jacked up.
Oh wait, Jesse Ventura's still around, isn't he?
He is still around. He actually came back
doesn't look very good, but.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He's
age
still
does
around.
that to you.
Yeah, I watched. Was it on? I don't know if it was on Netflix or Hulu.
Did you make dinner already?
That they did. They were filming a documentary with Hogan, and that's
it's gonna be a little while yet.
During the filming of that.
We're not really. Fuzzy couldn't make it, so we're not doing like the filming. We're just doing talking shit. So
it's like they don't know they're dead yet. It's like they're still like
Anthony.
Some of them are just horribly like, wow.
Well, Kane, he's a governor in he's the mayor somewhere in Tennessee. You guys remember Kane?
So, are you able to pause and go?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll just eat later.
Like Knox County. That's where you guys are at, right? Tennessee?
Yeah, we're gonna have to hunt him down.
Yeah, Kane's out there. He's a mayor out in one of those cities.
That's funny.
Knox County. You guys know where that's at?
Where?
Chicken and rice for me?
Knox County.
Oh yeah, that's in the east part of the state.
Yeah, that's East Tennessee. We're in
Yeah,
middle.
that's where he's at.
That's hilarious. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of the guys that they interviewed, and they're still looking good in their in their 70s. They took care of themselves or plastic surgery, maybe. I don't know, a little bit of all of it. But when they were introducing a few people, I had to like squint my eyes and be like, "Oh, there you are. Okay, I can see it now."
Yeah, Demolition just went into the Hall of Fame this past year.
The wannabe the Road Warriors.
Well, they were
like the
WWF
Team
before
Moo.
the Road
They were
Warriors.
the
Yeah,
Team
they were
Moo.
there. They were the answer to the Road Warriors.
That's
And then they had a third member, right? Was it Axe, Smash, and Crush?
Yeah, Crush. Well, you guys,
It sounds
Crush.
like G.I. Joe teams, like they're part of the Dreadnoughts or something.
Basically.
Actually, they did. Road Pig. There's a G.I. Joe named Road Pig who looked like he was a road warrior.
Road Pig.
Road Pig.
Hmm.
All right, exciting. Man, I'm totally want to know where this whole Lego thing goes for sure. I'm excited to hear where it goes.
Well, yeah.
So
this is the most entertainment that I've had watching like something on
Unfold.
YouTube in like years. Just
okay.
like waiting with bated breath to see what the next episode brings.
Yeah, I even had my wife watch it. I was like, look at this. I was trying to talk to her about it. She was like, what? And Mormons? And what?
Yeah.
Crazy times. All right, so let's see. Lost Fuzzy. So we're gonna have to kick Bloodsport down the can of Bloodsport down the road a little bit.
Oh
I
man,
was
I've been
able
watching
to
so
watch-
much about that too.
Watch it a fifth
I've been watching like all kind of videos on Bloodsport,
God.
just so I could be ready.
I've been playing
He's
the
been playing the music.
Kumite
the
song
Kumite song like
every
every
day.
day.
Fight to
Oh
survive.
God. I was laying down on the bed to take a nap and
Doing his affirmations with the Kumite
the
playing
nice
in the back.
husband comes in to give me like a massage and he just plops his phone in the middle of my back because I'm on my stomach.
That's
And like the
romantic.
phone's like between my shoulder blades and all of a sudden you just hear Kumite. Kumite. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh,
No.
that's cute. That's the kind of love I want right there.
Well,
Oh man. So
all right, geez.
you got Netflix, right, Amp?
Yeah.
All right, you got to make sure that you get on with the with the tasks, and then try to get in here on time because when we're rolling on it, we'll do a late to the party record, and then we'll do a radioactive curry record, and then we will roll right into this talking shit about whatever nerd geek thing is happening during the week, or whatever we can drum up. One of the reasons why Fuzzy is essential is because when we're dry, that fool's like a you can grab him like one of those dolls and pull the string on him and let it go, and he can keep on talking and he can keep things moving, and he's fun. Yeah, right.
There's a reason.
He's fun.
There's a reason he's called the most electrifying man on Whatnot.
Oh, that's him.
You should check it out. His Whatnot show is golden. It's fun to watch even if you're not collecting anything.
That's correct. I don't buy anything from him, and I still jump in on the show.
Okay.
No, I do buy things from people from time to time. Although I haven't bought anything in a while, just because.
You want to buy some Pokemon?
No. Look I got.
No.
He's like, no. Well, he said it, not me. What am I looking at? Is that Magic Johnson?
What am I looking at?
Magic Johnson's jersey over there?
Oh, that's Magic. That's Magic. And then Kobe's 81 points. The Kobe autograph. I got
You have to put Bam up there now.
Sublime record. Bam. Bastard ass motherfucker.
He called that stolen valor. Like, okay.
Stolen valor. Ridiculous. But I'm going for the Knicks now. The
Yeah,
the
that's America's team right now, bro.
Right? Okay, let's see. What else is going on? The Indian movie. All right, without naming it or going too deep into it, that was rough. I got like halfway through and I was there and I'm just like, where do they get these dudes from? It's like they find like handsome guys who don't say any words and just parade them around in John Woo film montages with flames behind him and stuff. It was it was an interesting watch, this one for sure. I feel like the next one we got to do Amir Khan.
I picked a movie, but we haven't watched it yet, so we're gonna. Are we planning to do that for next week then?
I mean, I guess if you guys want to put yourselves through that, fuck. I mean, you should. If I don't want to go through that myself. Like misery, I would love the company.
He just said it was just rough.
It was rough.
No, it was. You know, I felt like when they have, like, when I was sending those snippets of the political stuff going on at that time, because I never knew that the United States was backing Pakistan over India for years and years. I was like, what? I didn't know. You know, there's a bunch of stuff, and it felt like a jingoistic call to arms for people. That if you're Indian and you watched a movie, it might give you some source of patriotism for your Indianness, for what happened or whatever. But there was so many subgroups of people that, you know, please excuse me, they all looked the same to me, that I was having a hard time following what was going on with all of these different people.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and then they're, because it's an Indian movie, they're using Indian actors too.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that, you know,
wait a minute. Are you telling me that they didn't cast a black woman for an Indian role?
No, that's only American movies.
Ah,
America.
That's how they're going to have
The Odyssey.
Sydney Sweeney play Rosa Parks in the next movie.
hey, I'd go see that. You want to appeal to my demographic? That's how you do it.
Blondes and boobs.
Oh, wait, does that mean we're picking a different movie to watch and not the one that Josh picked then?
So no more Bloodsport? Radioactive
No,
Curry?
we're
What
doing
is it?
that.
Bloodsport is in. We're trying
That's
to figure out
one.
the Indian movie.
Bloodsport is.
Oh, okay.
Curry.
So it's not.
Radioactive Curry is an.
Radioactive Curry is one show,
Yeah.
and Late to the Party is another show. Late to the Party has got.
The thing
ahead,
with
Josh.
the thing with the Radioactive Curry, we started watching these Indian films because it turns out that while Hollywood was going crazy and putting all this like gay feminist crap into their movies, India wasn't doing that, and they were putting out some bangers. We started with this movie called RRR, and let me tell you, man, that movie is one heck of a ride. I mean, I think to date, it's my favorite film that we watched.
Is it like
in that
Triple
series.
X?
I'm sorry?
Is it like Triple X, but RRR? I don't know. I'm just trying to. No? All right. Like, I can watch it if it was like that.
It is in the sense that there's a lot of action in it,
Yeah.
but there's like no.
It's a great movie though, and so then we just got on this roll where we're watching, you know, these Indian films. I think we got through maybe like 20 of them or something during the course that we were doing.
Yeah, there's quite a few,
and almost all of them were like 9s and 10s. That's how good
they were. Really good movies.
Yeah. So
wait, one of them is supposed to have a sequel. I think that.
Yeah, Brahmastra.
Brahmastra is supposed
which
to have
is like
a
they're
sequel.
like the Indian Avengers.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I've probably
We
seen
need to
some of
see
those
if
clips.
the
Then.
sequel's out.
Yeah, we do.
And then you learn things like, like if you're saying yes to somebody, they do this.
Oh yeah,
It's hard to do with
bobblehead.
headphones. They do the bobblehead, sideways bobblehead, like yes.
Yes, sir.
So there's-
yes, sir.
But
I'll be doing that.
the thing about Radioactive Curry is this: that a lot of the movies, the ones that are subtitled, most of them were subtitled, and they're long.
Yes.
The movies are long,
But
and sometimes they're worth it. You know what? Most of the time they're worth it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But
Like
when you're watching a movie,
was great.
Go Go Gone was great.
And what was the one that? What was the name of the one with the guy who was blind but not really?
Wasn't that Go Go?
Oh
No, that was on something. What was it called?
Yeah.
That was a great one. That because
the ones with Amir Khan. Amir Khan. Everyone that he touches, his movies were dope, dude.
It's just like that movie with the blind guy. Like the movie kept turning where like something would change and it would change the whole dynamic of the film. You think he's blind, but then he's not, but then he is, but then he's not. And you're like, what is going on here?
It was like Jimmy Durante.
Or Lunchbox. Remember that one?
Lunchbox was good. And that was Amir Khan also.
Yeah.
The boxer Amir Khan?
Oh, that's the one where they
switched lunchboxes by mistake.
The wife sent it. Yeah. It was like a love story kind of.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I was like invested. And you give me an American rom-com, and I'm like, give me that.
Look, here's the thing you have to understand about Josh.
Unless it's Xanadu.
He absolutely hates every musical except for Xanadu.
No, okay.
Like every movie.
Let me.
What? You didn't like Joker?
Let me clarify. No.
We haven't
Falling
seen
AQ.
Like, no.
But hold on, let me finish.
No, let me finish about
let me
Xanadu. I gotta
finish.
insert a little bit here.
Whatever.
I'm not saying that Xanadu is a good movie. Okay? What I'm saying is that was picked for our show during a time when we were doing a lot of grudge films. Like, you made me watch this, now I'm gonna make you watch that.
Nice.
And the thing is I liked Xanadu more than I probably ought to have. And that was despite Nate, who picked it as a grudge.
And then we have a white elephant at Christmas time. We all get together.
Oh, man.
And I got him the Xanadu t-shirt. And was it the
He
CD?
still wears it. You should wear it to work tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe I will.
But like, he absolutely despises musicals. His favorite Disney movie is Atlantis because there's no music in it. It's just the movie. So for him to watch these movies for Radioactive Curry where there's tons of dance scenes, tons of music, tons of musical, and him still enjoying it, that just goes to show how good these movies actually
They are really
are.
good.
So wait, is the Michael Jackson Thriller thing, is that in Radioactive Curry?
He likes, Nate just found it and starts putting that stuff
Is that
up.
Thriller? You can't even tell the difference. Like,
it just dawned on me that he's a vampire, not a zombie.
yeah.
He's got the fangs. He doesn't. I just now caught that.
Is that from that movie? Because I'll watch it. That looks ridiculous.
No, we'll there's another Amir Khan one. I mean, if you guys want to watch it, I didn't like it, man. I didn't like it. I was bored to tears.
You tasked me with finding a film, and I saw that movie had a lot of buzz to it.
It did have a lot of buzz to it.
Here in the States, it had a lot of buzz.
Yeah, it was popping up in my feed before you even
Now,
mentioned it.
that could mean one of two things. It either means it's a quality film and American audiences like it, or it means we have way too many H-1Bs here in the States and they like it.
Oh my god. Honey. I'm bored.
They play the Indian movies at the theater over next to the Honda Center. At the Cinemark over there. They don't play them over here. But I wouldn't be opposed to taking Anthony on an Indian movie field trip for something new. But no, you know, if you guys want to do that one, you can do it. But man, if we're coming back, like, let's try to do a banger.
A fun one.
There's the one where Amir Khan. All right, here's the one I was looking at. That stumble. You know how after the movie's over, Netflix is going to show you other things.
Yeah.
If you like this, you might like this. So it went to this Amir Khan movie where he got all swole for it, and apparently, like, he was, and it's about this dude who was. It's based on a true story. He was like a wrestler, like a catch wrestler, or a Greco-Roman wrestler. And he was like the famous one in the country. He ends up not winning, but then, and he gets depressed and he goes into his hole over it. But then he's got daughters, and his daughters apparently they got Dad's gene in them and they're kicking the shit out of all the guys in the village. So he gets them and he trains them up and he has them go and fight. And it ends up being like that warm, fuzzy story about a guy's redemption and his daughters being awesome or whatever. So
it's like
I don't know.
the version of The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Great movie.
It was a great movie.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm excited for Anthony to get an education in some of these movies because like I don't know how many times, especially with what's going on in politics, whatnot. Like my mind harkens back to what they were saying in Metropolis. I wish we could get Lego to be back on board because as much as torturous as it was we were watching the movies with him, they were educational.
I picked Metropolis.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I did. I picked Metropolis because it had the cool soundtrack that went with it.
What?
Metropolis? It had the rock soundtrack.
The Metropolis came out like in the 30s.
I know.
It didn't have a rock soundtrack.
I know they added it. They added it in like the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s.
Mr. the Great, The Verdict?
I thought it was Lego's movie.
No, maybe it was.
Could be wrong, but I thought it was.
I love that movie.
It's a little creepy, that's for sure.
That's just because you were turned on by the hot robot chick.
Hot robot chick.
Nice.
Well, there's the music's good, and in a movie where there's no talking, the robot chick not only will she not talk because she's a robot, but none of the women speak in the movie, so that's like double.
True.
I'm kidding, Liz.
No, it's fine. It's true. I know my faults. It's genetic.
All right, so if you like I said, I'll leave it up to you guys in the discussions, but
do a poll.
we got to get cracking on that stuff, and I think I figured out how to navigate through my stuff again. Yeah, that's not very hard. You like how I put the Mormon guys with the Lego heads? Pretty cool, huh?
It's mildly inventive. I think that was the thing that threw me off when you had mentioned that. It's just like, what do the Mormons have to do with it? But I realized it's not really about Mormons, except that a bunch of the perpetrators are Mormons.
So just happen to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. The question is like, how much of their behavior is influenced by what they believe, or are they acting contrary to it? I think that's the question that's up in the air. But
the world's a wretched hive of scum and villainy right now, and I feel like as a community, those people seem to band together and take care of each other and whatnot. And there's an aspect of that I like and I appreciate.
Sure.
Then there's like, then there's the South Park stuff.
As long as there's no injustice, right? Not talking about their theological convictions or whatever, but like to band together as a community is what you want. But you want a community to band together for good things, for justice, for
like the Amish doing the barn raising.
Correct. The Amish aren't going to steal your Lego collection.
Right, for sure. All right, so let's see. I'll leave it up to you guys whether or not you want to watch Josh's movie. I mean, there's at least one more sequel on it, which it keeps on popping up on the screen now every time I turn on Netflix. I'm just like, no.
Well, you know what? If it was that rough, I don't want to put you through the torture. So if you have another recommendation, we can go with that, and just put it in the chat, and then we'll try to watch that this week. And then what I would like to know is whether or not the second Brahmastra came out, because then what we can do is for Anthony, we can have him watch the first one so he's caught up on that, and then watch the second one so that we can. All
right, hold on, Fuzzy. I sent you the link.
The
Amish stole your collection. Fuzzy, where are you at? Click the link. Click the link. I gotta hear it. You gotta meet Anthony.
Wait, we got the Mennonite stuff.
I was reading that. Good God Almighty, the Amish stole my collection.
Oh no, Fuzzy.
Come on, Fuzz. Come on, Fuzz.
We're only
You
in
got
it for another half hour, bro. You can do it.
Right? Come
Trying
on,
to think.
Fuzz.
We have the Amish out here, yeah.
Yes.
And the Mennonites. That's the
Yeah,
other
they have both out here.
There's the Mennonites in Colorado when I lived there, and they were like allowed to wear white shoes, and other than that, it was all.
Look,
Fuzzy will be in a quick minute.
so
Go.
here's the thing. I've never had a huge appreciation for the Amish until after COVID happened, and then it turned out that they were pretty much right about everything. I mean, seriously, like their community is like thriving and growing, and they're not sick, and they're not like poisoned and everything like that. And you know, if things take a turn and go south, I'm becoming Amish. I'm putting it out there right now.
We don't have to go very far.
Correct.
You already had your Rumspringer when you were living in California.
Right.
Yeah, the extended one.
I'm still in my Rumspringer.
Right.
But look, that'll be an easy win to get together with those people.
We still have to go to the big Amish market that's out here.
Yeah, they have
That
great stuff, but it's
huge
all
one.
pricey, man. But it's worth it because it'll last forever.
But I'm not talking about their furniture. I'm talking about the food.
Oh well, yeah.
Man almighty.
Are they known for their bread? Or
They're known
butter?
for everything.
They're known for
because
a lot of
they
woodworking. We have a friend out here. She bought a whole bedroom, like set, all like hand carved wood, and then a couple of chairs and things like that. But then they also go to the market that's there, and the food is
well, because the food is all natural.
And
it's
then
not
they
filled
bring
with
the
preservatives.
food, like, because I haven't gone with them. I've only had like the leftovers, like hours or the next day, and it's still amazing food. And their candies that they make and stuff.
Aren't they just descended from like puritanical Germans or something? I know they refer to anybody who isn't Amish as the English. Strangely enough.
Yeah, I don't know enough about their background or even you would think that I would have some like touchstone on their theological convictions. I don't know. As much as I toy with the idea of joining their community, I'm not sure that I would agree with them theologically. I don't know where they're at. It'll be interesting. I should probably look into it because it may come sooner rather than later. Be 55-year-old Josh building barns.
You're gonna get a message from us. Sorry, I can't do the late to the party because we don't have technology.
Yeah, we don't have electricity where I'm at. Sorry.
Rogue Cove. We are all over the place. We started talking about bricks and
Okay, what?
minifig scandal, and then we're talking about Amish stealing people's collectibles.
Amish ninjas stealing Legos.
Wrestling, Indian movies. We covered it all.
You have to watch the whole show.
Throw out some keywords and see where we can go with it.
All right. The most electrifying guy and whatnot.
Woo!
Finally!
Yeah, what is up, guys? Dude, I'm sorry, man. I was literally all day today. I've been dealing with graduations and all kinds of shit. So I was like, oh man, I got all ass. But I made it. I am here. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? What did I miss? Hold on. Let's shut the door. What did I miss?
All right, let's let Josh run through the story. Not once, not twice, but thrice.
3 times.
3 times,
So,
ladies.
because we want your perspective on it. But have you been following the bricks and minifig situation, Fuzz?
A little bit. My wife brought it to my attention because I'm a Lego junkie, just like your wife. And so like she was like, "Did you hear about this?" And I was like, "No." And she told me, and I went, "Fucking sucks."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way it works, dude.
Yeah, see, that was my sentiment on it. I had some peripheral knowledge of it, but just to give the real quick breakdown, there was a bricks and minifigs franchise location in Salem, Oregon, and they had a consignment contract with a customer that he would sell a Star Wars Lego collection that he had been collecting for decades, which, the dispute over how much it's worth is out there. It's like $200,000 worth of Lego. So the owner of this Salem franchise location for bricks and minifigs had to step down from being the owner of that location for various reasons. And so Bricks and Minifigs Corporate sends out a couple of guys to take over the store. And when they take over the store, she makes it clear to them on video that she has this consignment contract. She's already paid out for some of his stuff that's sold, but there's a bunch of it that hasn't sold. And so she wants to make sure that this customer gets paid for the remainder of his collection. And they said that they would take care of it. Well, they didn't. Now, like you said, this shit happens and it's unfortunate. And it should have died right there. The thing that put it into the stratosphere was that a YouTuber named Reckless Ben descends out of nowhere and basically makes it his life's mission to either get the collection back for this guy or to get the money for it. And so the real attention that has cropped up over this is all of the strategies that this YouTuber has been using to confront the guys who basically stole this collection of Legos and their reaction to it. Sorry,
it's Lego.
So and their reaction to it, and it basically, and I'm not saying that I mentioned this before. It's not entirely noble because Reckless Ben is making a lot of videos about it, so he's putting out a lot of content. He's getting a lot of hits. So there's that, but I think what he's doing is basically the right thing. He's trying to get this situation reconciled, and the only reason it's not is because these two franchise guys that took over are basically refusing to do anything about it. So
even though they have a default judgment against them and the amount of $100,000 that they're going to have to pay out, and they're not paying it out.
Yeah.
The judgment is against them. They owe the money. It's done and finished.
Right. Their response was to close the store.
Well, so I didn't know that part. So, they closed the fucking store?
Yeah, the Salem store, they closed.
The same day that they had the judgment against them to pay the money back.
Right. So
it's freaking crazy. You gotta watch the video.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's fucking brilliant, dude. That's fucking. So, he's like, "You want me to pay you? Fuck you!" And he turns the lights off.
It gets weird because
that's not even it yet, Fuzzy.
The two guys that took over the store, they are residents of Utah, and
that's where Bricks and Minifigs Corporate is from,
right.
is Utah.
So now the YouTube guy goes to Utah to continue the confrontation, and now he runs into trouble because the local police force and those two guys and the guy who owns the company, the CEO, they're all Mormons. So they circle the wagons and basically harass this YouTube guy, arresting him multiple times with no real charges, basically to keep him from proceeding with getting this whole thing resolved. It's a crazy story. I didn't know anything about it really until last night when I saw that Asmongold had done a review of one of this guy's videos, this Reckless Ben guy. And the thing is that he's putting out long form videos to talk about it. He only put out part 1 on his YouTube. He has a part 2 on his Patreon that you have to, of course, pay for, but he's going to release it onto YouTube, I think, this week or next week. And then he already is putting a part 3 on his Patreon. So he's intimated that this is like an ongoing multiple part series that he's going to release.
Well,
it's a trilogy so far.
3 years ago.
Right. Right. So that's where it's at.
All right. Morally, the guy is good, but if these Mormon guys, again, in the world we live in right now, okay, we didn't have a Vietnam War, but we've had some crazy ass shit happening. And if they keep pushing somebody who's a YouTuber trying to get all these hits like this, dude, we might have a John Rambo situation going on out there in Utah. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like they're gonna push him get him into that room one day. And he's just gonna snap me. Lego. Like that. That's what's gonna end up happening. And fucking dude, we gotta be. You don't remember the end of the party? You didn't remember the end of the movie of Rambo when Rambo fucking was finally giving the speech of why he was doing it? It's Lego.
All you got was Lego, huh?
Yeah, that's all you understood.
Hey, tell me this. Okay, while we're on that sidetrack of Rambo, all right, the first movie is called First Blood.
Correct.
The second movie is called Rambo 2.
No, Rambo First Blood Part 2.
and then third one is Rambo 3, and then there's no
Correct.
mention of First Blood.
Never, because what happened was originally it was just called First Blood, but then when they decided to sequel, when Canon sequelized it, they threw in Rambo. Like so, it's like Rambo, the First Blood, and Rambo, the First Blood Part Two. The
And it
only
was the
reason
first
why I
rated
know
R
that,
movie to get its own toy line.
yep, and the only reason why I know that is because I just watched a really in-depth documentary about the Rambo movies. So that's the only reason why I know that. It's funny you say that. I literally just watched it last week.
Good timing.
I know, seriously. But like honestly, dude, it is fucked up what the guy is going through with this collection. Part of the reason why I would never do a consignment, I don't think like the douches that have the thing, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like that's fucked up. But uh, there's gonna be a point. What I always say to people is there's only so many times you can confront somebody. You know what I mean? Before somebody comes at it, and like I made the joke of the Rambo thing, but it's gonna happen. Watch, dude. I'm telling you, one of these, someone's gonna get pissed off. It may not be on video, but someone's gonna end up, hey, this guy who got in a car accident or got fucked up because I don't, I don't mess with groups of
I could
people.
see Reckless Ben disappearing in Utah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is he
saying.
in
I don't.
Alaska right
If
now?
there's if there's if there's a pack of people, I learned this living in the ghetto, dude. Okay, if a gang wants you gone, you are gone, dude. There's enough of them to cover you up, dude. They can take pieces of you and put you in places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, except that this guy, this reckless Ben guy, he's recording everything, and he's got a team. And the thing is like if something happens, that stuff's still going to get uploaded.
Yeah, they got
And then
video.
what's going to happen is, yeah, these guys in Utah might do something underhanded to cover it up, but then the entire internet is going to be upset about it, and that's a lot of people. The internet does things.
Yeah, but the internet knowing about you disappearing doesn't undisappear you.
No,
Like,
That's
we've all
that.
seen Blair. We
but
saw
it
Blair
could
Witch.
expose.
They found
but
that.
it
They
could-
found that. They found that film too.
right, but
He's the sacrificial lamb.
but the thing is that it could expose and basically undermine that entire community out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like that, but that
The-
I hope it does. Like I hope it does because I like again. I'm gonna say it again. The group. I think it's great when people band together for good. Okay, when you get band together, we help each other. I caught you guys earlier talking about like the Amish raising the barn and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's good. But I've always been against like even I don't care. You guys are my friends, right? And if you told me so and so was a dick, I would take what you said. I'd be like, okay, these I like these guys, and they say he's a dick, but I'm not gonna blackball them right off the bat. You know what I mean? I'd still talk to the person, see how I felt about them, and then if I felt different, I would tell you guys. I'd be like, you know what, dude, well, it didn't seem that bad to me, or something like that. You know what I mean? When you get into these communities like that, it's if so and so says they're bad, they all agree they're bad, and they all attack. Like that doesn't. Did you guys saw the new Halloween movie, right? The second one or whatever. When there's a sequence, there's a watch that movie for this one scene, and everyone hates it in the Halloween movies, but I thought it was just really smart. And that
Silver Shamrock.
nah, not that one. when the supposedly Michael breaks out, right? And there's these two escaped convicts, and they think that this one guy is Michael, which is dumb because he's like smaller than I am and fat, and like he doesn't match the Michael, description. But they're all in the hospital, and one guy yells out, "Evil dies tonight," and then fucking the whole mob just becomes crazy, and they kill this fucking guy who's innocent. So a
The
whole
fat
mob
guy.
now is part of him. Yeah, the fat guy. They've done it, but just because they're all like, "Oh, this guy said it, let's all go do it." You know what I mean? Like
Lord
kind
of
of
the
thing.
Flies.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Lord of the Flies, like you know what I mean. It's been said throughout time, and that's still going on today. That's why a lot of times when people get in an uproar, I always take a step back. I always just take a step back. Go, all right, hold on, let's look at this. You know what I mean? Let's look at this whole thing before we start jumping into fucking things head first, because if it's shallow there, I'm gonna get a concussion, and I don't need no fucking concussion on my old ass.
Right.
Well, look, what I would recommend for anybody who's interested in following up on this bricks and minifigs thing, start with Asmongold's first review of the video. I think Asmongold did a video.
It condenses it.
Well, I don't know that it condenses it.
Well, it condenses it down, but it also, he extends it. It's because he's commenting and like, this is brilliant, or this, I can't believe he's going to do that. And oh my God.
Well,
is he retarded smart? Like,
the original Reckless Ben video.
Is he Rain Man? What?
Right.
The original Reckless Ben video, I think, is an hour and 25 minutes, and I think Asmongold's video is like an hour and 49. So it's definitely expanded from the original. But it's worth watching because Asmongold will break down some of the things.
It's like half an Indian movie.
What's that?
It's like half an Indian movie.
Yes, that's correct.
And there's no subtitles. You don't have to read it, Fuzzy.
Fuck yeah. I don't have to put my spectacles on. Good.
No.
I think I linked it in the group chat, didn't I?
Yeah, it was in there. I when I saw you linked it, I was like, oh, that's what my wife was talking about. So I was just like, I get it. Like I thought it was the same video that she had, had done. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good, dude. I know what this is.
No,
that's why when you went deeper, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know all that.
The thing kept blowing my mind. Like I only wanted to watch like the first 5 to 10 minutes of it because I thought, well, I'm just going to get the basics and then I'll be done. And I was doing
rabbit hole.
I did that like at 11 o'clock last night. And by the time I was done, it was like close to 2.
It was like 2 in the afternoon.
I couldn't stop watching.
That part of the reason why I had to do fucking work tonight was because last night I was watching this stupid documentary right now. It's turning into like the Jinx and shit, dude. Like around, like I was like, no fucking way, dude. And it's bad. Like it's not even a good put together documentary, but just the subject matter. I'm like, well, is it true? Like it's like remember History of Violence?
Mm-hmm.
It's the true story of that pretty much, where this guy got woken up behind a dumpster, supposedly beaten and bloody, and these people are there making a documentary, and they come to find out it's all bullshit, and this guy might have been a fucking hitman for the mob, and he's hiding out and shit. And so I was all into it, but then I thought the whole documentary was out. No, it was like they cut it off halfway, and like you got to wait another week. I was like, you fucking dickholes, dude! Like, God, I hate that shit.
You are too old to be having that attitude. We used to have to wait a week to watch episodes of shows.
Spoiled.
Yeah, I am. No, hey, you know what? I need it, man. I need that shit. I need the answer, dude. All right, dude. I don't like this whole waiting long thing anymore, dude. I want the whole thing right now.
Yeah,
Fuzzy's
we don't have that luxury of time anymore.
It's become that old man. But yeah, get off my lawn! I need my shit. Like,
dude, at my job, I am all day the old man. I'm the oldest man there, and I tell them back in '87, boy. Let me tell you, I start almost every story of that. Back in 1987, boy, you don't know.
Like you young Thundercats.
That's right, you young Thundercats, you young whippersnappers, dude. I tell you, we did it all good. Dude, check this out. Is Lobos the hat they gave for Lobos for the movie? It says "Bite me, fanboy."
Ah.
Oh.
And my wife and kids took me to the Superman experience at Warner Brothers yesterday. Don't do it.
You didn't experience it.
No, I won't.
Don't do it. It was they had Fuzzy. His fat ass.
Millie Alcock doesn't want me to see anything with Superman anymore because I'm a Christian dad.
What? What does that have to do with it?
We can have that be next week.
Oh, please do.
Oh, Millie Alcock, she's a Supergirl.
I will defend. I'll defend the fucking Superman all day.
Which Superman? Cavill?
I like them all, man. Even the Brandon Roth. I said it. I said I like Brandon Roth. I'll say it all day.
Roth, he didn't get a chance to be great.
No, he didn't. But it was he has his moments. I'm telling you, to this day, that scene when he catches the plane and he's in there and he's talking to him. He says, flying's still the safest thing. He steps outside and he's like, bum, bum, and then the crowd cheers, tears. Motherfucker just rolled out my eyes.
Except for the kids.
Yeah, but
That movie.
Let's be real though, Fuzz. You got tears when they pulled out the dick in Boogie Nights.
Because that was amazing. I was like, look, someone's as big as me. I'm not a
Somebody
freak.
gets
You
it.
know what I mean? Like I was like, I thought I was a freak, and now I can see that I am one with this man.
Wait, I actually
They call me-
misquoted. I misquoted. I said Boogie Nights. I meant The Crying Game.
No, that was a time for another time. You know what I'm saying? Like back again, I'm gonna tell you, back in '87,
Yeah, 88.
it was
That
all
was
the
the year,
same.
bro.
You
We
know what
were,
I'm saying?
we were all experimenting.
Yeah, in '87, you know what I mean? Booger Sugar, all kinds of stuff. Things look good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's just small. It's a big clit. That's okay.
It's an Audi.
It's an Audi, exactly. I don't know why she's getting excited and sticking at me, but whatever, dude. You know, it's all right. We'll keep rolling. A fold's a
All right.
fold.
We got 9 minutes left, and I want to christen the bromance because I feel like Fuzzy and Anthony, you guys are gonna be heterosexual life mates, much like Jay and Silent Bob. So who's the biggest heel?
In wrestling?
All right, us two. Yeah, he'll be the heel.
I hate everything equally. God damn it.
Yeah, see, put it on a shirt.
No, I'll tell. When I saw JBL, I tell him all the time. He has a saying I love. I like to steal. It says, the Bradshaw 316 says, I just stole your fucking podcast. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. Fuzzy 316 says, I just stole this fucking show. That'll be my tagline. How about
And
that?
that's JBL.
JBL.
So they're not just speakers.
No, he's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
That's how we say it down here, the wrestlers.
Wrestling. That's the good.
That's how
wrestling.
you're
It's called a
supposed to
wrestling.
say it, dude. That's right. It's wrestling. God damn it. It's not wrestling.
Like these guys are wrestlers right here.
All right.
Who you got? Who's on there?
No, he
I
gets
can't
it.
see who.
Four
Oh,
horsemen.
Four Horsemen.
That's Oli. That's Tully. Oh wait, that's Oli. That's Rick. That's yeah, it's the Four Horsemen.
Oh, dude, I got shit for days, dude. You want to hear it? Hold on, let me go get it. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Shit. I know. Please.
Uh-oh. Now you've done it.
Hey, awaken the beast. He's gonna have the belt. He's gonna have the gold belt. Watch.
Oh, for sure.
He's got a, yeah. Made us wear the belt. Good lord. He like shows up and then he just walks off.
He's in his wrestling gear. Watch.
He's gonna come and rip his shirt off.
The feather boa.
So I will start with just one.
I
of
told
the
you he's
many
got a
things.
belt.
One of the many things that the Fuzzster rolls around with. Now, not only
That's the icy
is this
belt.
the Intercontinental title,
It is.
not only is the Fuzzman
Who signed it?
got it signed by all the greatest, but I also have.
I don't see
Wait, it's
Steamboat on there.
There ain't no Steve because it has Marty Jannetty, dude.
Marty Jannetty. He's the Marty
That's-
Jannetty of the Rockers.
That's right. He was Intercontinental. We got the greatest, longest honky tonk man right there.
You got
The
Tatanka?
Road Dog. No Tatanka. You're calling all the old
Damn it.
people, man. I'm talking about the good ones. And I'm gonna show you something that no one else knows that I got. It was
He
given
has
to
the
me
urn.
by
You got the Undertaker.
the
urn.
Greg, the Hammer, and Honky Tonk Man.
Is that a? You bought one of
He
their?
just, like, puts his
Is
hand-
that a Hall of Fame ring?
That is a Hall of
So-
Fame ring right there, dude.
So
Given it to me by the
subtle
boys
there.
themselves, dude.
Who gave you that?
Honky Tonk.
What the hell? You gotta pay bills, I guess. That's dope.
No, but the Honky's our boy. Honky Tonk is our friend. One day I'll tell you what. We wanted. I think if you love wrestling as much as I do, we should get Greg the Hammer on here. We'll get him on, and
That would be
we will
crazy.
we will school you guys on what real wrestling is about, and then he can tell you story. I'll tell you one that he told me, and it'll just be a little sous-sens of the stories he tells.
And then the
I
next
think I
week
told you guys that.
I'll show G.I. Joe cartoons and they'll tell us what war's about.
What the fuck, dude? No. Wrestling is real. G.I. Joe is not. Okay, it's a big
Wrestling is
difference.
real.
can,
People are
That's
fake, right?
I'll regale you with tales of going to a D&D convention and slaying a dragon.
We'll see what Sergeant Slaughter has to say about that.
Wait, he was an actual sergeant though.
Dude, I was thinking of you.
Yeah.
I was thinking of you the other day because they were talking. What was the D&D thing about? It was
Are we gonna do
it
D&D
had
here?
it had something to do with D&D and
D&D.
like the evilness that comes from it. And I started laughing. I was like, I was in a crowd of people and I'm fucking dying laughing. The
It was
evil.
all
I was
serious.
like,
That's why he's all
yeah, and
laughing.
I was looking around. I go, is this from the '80s, you guys? Like, is it because you guys know that is? I was like, I've played it many times, and the devil ain't in me, dude. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. You're talking about it, but it was about the certain person that had done D&D and like he had done this cult. And I was cracking up laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, dude, we got to do more on this thing." But I forgot, dude. Fuzzy smoked his brain retarded sometimes,
Mm, you hate to see it.
But now I got a fellow wrestler lover on here, good, because I'm always getting tag teamed by these guys saying how much of how they hate it, and I
It's a
say how
strong
much I
word.
love it. That's what I say. I say it's number love.
I'm
It's
starting
just
to
it's just fun to troll you. That's all.
I'm starting to reappreciate the wrestling. Ask Josh. I'll be watching these documentaries on like Hulu and Netflix and shit, and I'll come out and I'm like, bro, you know what happened? I get all pumped watching them, and I get all excited. Remember when? And not, yeah. So
No, dude,
starting to come back around to it. I watched a lot of that Glow when I was a kid.
Glow was dope. I
stuff.
like that was my show. They
I
need to bring
love
that back,
Glow.
bro.
That
Did
was
you
like
guys
one of my
watch
favorite shows.
Did you watch the Netflix thing they did?
I haven't seen
I
it.
did. As I said, they need to finish that up, man. It was great.
I'm
That was
afraid
a
to
great
watch it.
show. I love that show. I watched. That's on my, that comfort show that you put
Did you
on
watch
like in the
Heels?
background.
Did you
Yeah.
watch Heels?
Love fucking Heels. I was gonna kill.
Yeah, see?
They cannot end the show that way. That is the worst cliff fucking hanger ever on Heels. I even had my wife into it. Like she came. She's like, "That's it." I was like, "Yeah, that's it." She's like,
Yeah,
"Oh
they
my
kind
god."
of.
They leave us on a tail end where you're like, oh, they better just give us a movie to end this thing or something, like But nope. Again, I need the answer, man. I don't like these unanswered questions.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right, I'll have to watch Glow because I've been afraid to watch the TV show because I'm like I had good memories of memories.
It's not.
Good kid
It's
memories of watching Glow when I was little, and I'm afraid as watching it as an adult going.
just
No,
just
it does a good job of telling it from the ladies part of it.
and it,
It's
and
it's not as glamorous as like how you saw it on TV, basically.
Right.
yeah, and they show the struggles of what they had to do to get it done and things like it. And of course, there's fantasy in it. You know what I mean? So it's not the total
It
true
ties in
story,
with
but at the
comics
same
too.
time,
Remember how Spider-Man first appeared as a wrestler, right?
亡き兄に復讐を誓う兄弟に心打たれる男スパイダーマン
Wow, that was.
Who's gonna kill ya?
I get yelled at by my house because the kids always be watching some fucking anime, and that's all I hear coming out of the TV. And I start yelling at, I yell it back, and they go, "Stop!"
Did you
Yeah,
watch
dudes
the
sound
live
like they
action
got a
One
fart.
Piece yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet, dude. I've been trying to find stuff that won't interest me to where I could do my work and just have it on in the background, but everything seems to fucking interest me. So I know that will interest me. Literally, I'm not lying. I said, "Oh, a documentary on Whitney Houston. That can't be that fucking interesting." Push play.
Cocaine
Just
everywhere, right?
yeah, I'm like, no way. Her and Bobby did what? Like, they used to do what?
All this cocaine. What does this have to do with? And what all
Yeah,
this stuff?
exactly. Or you, the one thing I love about like documentaries like
I
that,
used to
right? Is
watch
like you
Being
have
Bobby Brown back in the day, and that show was addictive as hell.
That sounds made up. What was that about?
because
It was a reality show with Bobby Brown and
Is that one of those VH1 deals?
It was like they would get cracked out, but they wouldn't show that. They would just show them coming up like from the they would just like, and then they would have the show, and it was like, whoa, where were they at? Like,
Wow. It's like,
They're
what were
just
they
off-
baking?
You got something right
What's
there.
all the flour for?
You got all that something right there, little player.
Like, where's the cake at? What's the flour for?
That's right.
I once one of my first movies we ever shot. We were on low budget, and I kept telling everyone just use flour for the Coke. Just bundle it up and make it look like So we did. We made like a key of it. So there's a point in the movie where the guy's got to stick it, and fucking taste it or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's doing. I had to do like 6 takes of him doing the fucking bumps, and he goes, "I'm not doing any more of this shit." He's like, "I'm gonna shit out a tortilla, dude. Jesus Christ." I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "All right, you're good. You're good. You're good."
Shit out of tortilla.
Oh man, but yeah, we'll get back to normal next week, dude. I should have I got my last day of work is Thursday, so I get summer off. So
Gee, let's go.
yeah, and we can start
All
watching
right.
more of these awesome movies.
Netflix,
Netflix.
Dangal, Dangal, Amir Khan,
Okay,
8.3 out of 10 on IMDb. Let me
Or
see if
Rotten
we get a
Tomatoes.
Walmart.com rating on it. That was fun.
the one I'm trying to watch right now, and I haven't been able to find it. It's pissing me off. It's called A Spoonful of Chocolate. And it's the RZA and Quentin Tarantino made it. And it's a street thug. It's like, it almost feels like Luke Cage. It's like his version of Luke Cage kind of thing, except instead of being invincible, he just knows kung fu and shit. And there's this point where these white supremacists come in to kick his ass, and he fucks them up, and he takes their rings off their hands, and he melts them down and makes
Shit.
brass knuckles, and he just starts
Yeah.
beating the shit out of them. I was like, what? And then he took a machete and was shanking these motherfuckers. That was
Sounds
awesome.
like Black Dynamite.
It felt like instead of it being silly, like they were trying to make it real. Like I was like, oh man, I'm so into this shit, dude. I'm so ready.
Some good old senseless violence.
I mean, the sense is the senselessness.
Is the Punisher on yet? They're bringing that back,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He's doing another.
Did you see
If you
that
haven't seen the
Spider-Man Noir show's on now? On
I
Oh,
didn't
and
watch
Nicolas
that
Cage.
yet. Yeah,
I want to see
I
that.
wanna-
have to see.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
starting to
see
get some
that.
traction.
and then what comes out this weekend, ladies and gentlemen?
Spooder, man.
No.
Mhm.
Oh,
Masters of the
He-Man.
Universe.
Yes, sir. Masters of the Universe. My childhood's coming back. He literally in the trailer pulled the sword out and said, I have the power. And lightning struck him. I'm in. They already took my money. Take it.
They can roll
Look,
the
I wanna
credits.
see you
They
get
can
the
roll the
box
credits
of-
after that. They don't have to have
Roll
a plot.
credits after. And if they want me to tip them, if I hear He-Man and the
Look,
Masters of the my dude.
He-Man was
Take
my
it,
jam,
take it.
but I have to be honest. When you have black man at arms, I'm a little worried.
Man at Arms is gonna be black.
It's
Idris Elba,
Yeah,
right?
it's Idris Elba. But it's Idris
What is Idris Elba? He's like the coolest black guy on Earth.
Next to Sam Jackson, dude. Like, come on.
He can't miss.
I'm like, dude. That's why, like, I think I was one of the only people in the world when they were like, Idris Elba should be James Bond. I was like, I could do that. I could do
Yeah.
that because I'm like, it's Idris fucking Elba, dude. Like, oh yeah, dude, he could be James Bond. I know, I was blaspheming.
I mean,
but
at
must say it out loud.
least he is English. As
Or he
far as
could have been
that is true.
Orko. He could have been Orko. That would have been
Could have been
questionable.
Orko. Idris Elba as Orko.
Idris Elba as Orko.
I don't know if I could see that because unfortunately every time I hear Idris Elba's voice, I think of the buffalo, the water buffalo from Zootopia, because that's him.
Right.
So I would just imagine seeing that in my head.
I'm like, I can't believe that there's a Masters of the Universe like live action movie. Like, you know, the Dolph Lundgren one was the Dolph Lundgren one that just happened to have the name Masters of the Universe. You know, it was like Star Wars, like a cheap rip off of Star Wars and shit. But I was like, when I was watching it, they had Fisto in the trailer. Like, I was looking, I was like, holy shit, they got everyone in this fucking thing, dude. Oh my
I wonder who
god,
he's gonna fist.
Wait a minute.
I can't
You
wait.
want to get the popcorn bucket, Fuzzy. You have to get the popcorn bucket. It's
I'm
Castle
done.
Grayskull.
I'm
Is
done
it Castle
trying to collect all
Grayskull?
those.
They're
It's
giving away.
huge too. It's Castle Grayskull.
But they
Oh, yeah, I
want
gotta
like
get one of
$100
those.
for that thing. You kiss my ass. I'll get a
Shit,
real
I didn't even
one.
get one when I was a kid.
You know you love it.
I'll get a real one.
All right, it's
I'll
the
get
same
no,
price
dude. The one
it was when it first came out.
I'm still looking for the Superman bucket where it's like he's like warming up the popcorn with his eyes, and it's like that. And every time I see it, they want $100. I was like, you kiss my ass with that shit, dude. I'm $100. I'm gonna find it at the swap meet. Watch, dude.
You gotta
I'm
get the
fucking.
popcorn bucket for when that new scary movie comes out.
Oh, I'm gonna go see
But
that
it is. It's a big old
I can't
ball.
wait for scary movie.
just to see how not woke it is.
Exactly. I cannot wait. I cannot. That one's like, oh man, they made that for Fuzzy right away. They were like, poor Fuzzy hasn't had a good comedy in a while. Let's give him something he's gonna love.
There
Where
hasn't been a
everyone
good comedy.
there hasn't, dude, like at all. Like nothing's
You know,
funny anymore.
That's what we were talking about last week. That climate fucking killed this. Like it was just like it was just like fuck. We don't got nothing to talk shit about. Like, or we just become pure, unadulterated shit talking. Like we want to like something. You know, we gotta like something. We can't just be in here like, hey, what do you hate? I hate this. Like,
shitting on everything, but I mean, it's
like-
justifiable.
yeah, it's brutal.
It's hard to find things now. Like I'm telling you, like that upset. That's why I was so shocked how much I liked Obsession when I saw it. Like that's why I was preaching. Oh, hold on.
He has one of the actors from the show. Hostage.
Tied up in the basement.
He's got their dick in a jar.
Oh,
They're like handyman's
Even better.
pickle and shit.
They have that
Even
snap,
better.
whatever it was.
2 dicks in a jar.
Oh my god.
So my friend was at the premiere or at the
Somebody
screen-
posted that. Was that you, Nate? The finger trap?
Yeah,
What
that
is
was me. So this
Okay.
is the thing that you get to make the wish on. So you open it up and then
Open
you
it
crack
up.
it and you. No, I'm not making a wish on it, dude.
Like,
if
do
this
it,
shit
do
is
it.
real, I ain't fucking with it, dude. Okay, I seen the movie. I don't need the bitch to come at me like that. I
You
don't
don't need
that
no juju.
shit. No,
In-house
no,
fuzzy?
no. So yeah, but literally when I was preaching about it, my friend comes up to me and goes, "I got you one." I go, "Oh shit, yeah!" Put it in my room. But again,
You're gonna
it's
come in
hard to
on the-
find good shit.
Or like bust it open. You're like, no.
If the shit hits the fan, you're gonna see me crack this thing open and be like, "Oh!"
Fuzzy saves the world. Oh.
Man, there literally has. I mean, even the wife's having me watch the Euphoria,
Mm,
and
that's
it's a tough
bad
one.
for the kids. It's targeted
it's-
towards kids.
It's tough to watch too, dude. Like I know they're grown. Like I know they're over 18, but they're
Yeah.
playing kids, doing some weird shit that I'm like, what? I
That's
don't.
the target
should I be watching
demographic
this?
for that show too. That's who they're targeted towards. Yeah,
Not my
But-
kids.
exactly.
There are 2 characters in there. The one guy died
My
recently
kids
in
still
real
live in a
life.
pineapple under the sea.
My Little
So
Pony
do
for
mine.
days over here.
Shit, my son right now is he had his girlfriend over all day, and I went upstairs and they were noodling. I was like, oh, SpongeBob's out the door, and now he's starting to get into that euphoria mode.
Yeah,
He's like, he's no more SpongeBob. Now he's all about SquarePants, huh?
he's, he's
he's trying to get his Squidward wet.
He's trying to get into that clam under the sea is what he's trying to do, dude.
Don't ruin SpongeBob for me. I gotta put his minifigs out on Wednesday. Knock that shit off.
Just remember when you
I'm just gonna put
remember
it
when
on
you hold Squidward, what we do to Squidward. Like that. You're gonna hear that when you squish squish.
No.
He's trying to fill the chum bucket. No, that one. How about that?
No.
Chum
Like, I
bucket.
want to
Chum
pretend
bucket.
that I'm like
Oh,
insulted
no.
and hurt by it, but the reality is that it's fucking hilarious. And I'm gonna be remembering this when I'm putting all the SpongeBob minifigs out on Wednesday.
Aw.
Oh, it's all right.
All right, guys. Fuzzy, I'm glad you made it. Anthony, welcome aboard. So we'll
Welcome,
do
dude.
Dongal. I'll send you a picture of it in our chat. Dongal. That's what we'll do for radioactive. Radioactive. And then we still got Bloodsport in the can. And then I was thinking, depending on if we can get the ball rolling properly, of creating an entire other lane, because I had fun with the Bruce exploitation before, where we go into like kung fu movies or something like that. But it doesn't have to necessarily be kung fu, but I want it to be like something exploitation. So we can have like Jack. That could be a thing.
We should do so there's this guy I watch. It's called Space Ice. And every week they put out a thing where they kind of retell the story of a Steven Seagal movie and how shitty it is. And
I've watched so many of those.
dude, it's so good. And like they'll add like he's running and they'll add fart noises as he's running and shit like that. And they're like, look, Seagal. They go, and out of nowhere, Seagal does the sit down slap, and he's just sitting in a chair doing this and fucking slapping
He did
people.
stop. He wasn't standing up in a lot of his movies for a while because he's
So I'm like,
fat.
since we're doing Bloodsport, let's just do Van Damme. Like we'll call it Damn Exploitation or something like that. Van Damme Exploitation. And do every Van Damme movie that he's ever done.
I'm up for doing something like that. We don't necessarily got to do it consecutively, but first things first, we got to get Bloodsport done, and we got to get Curry rolling again. Once we can get, we can put 2 out, and we can get all of our shit together, because it's still hard to get
fresh.
Yeah. So once we can get our shit together, we can roll into the next thing. But I've got some other ideas. They'd be pretty fun. And I just got to try to find some other time outside of this 3 hours to work on some things, like figuring out how to actually work all this. Because there's some extra stuff in here that's pretty cool now. But I just got to muck with it. So I might just be on here during a random weekday or whatever and try to play with the effects of this thing. Like there's some cool... Let's see. Fuzzy's excited. Or Anthony told a joke.
I heard a good one today.
Do tell.
All right.
Don't leave us.
Two explorers. They're exploring and they end up in Africa in the jungles. And they got their machetes out and they're cutting through the fucking jungle, chat, and they get to this one area, and all of a sudden these fucking indigenous people jump out of nowhere and grab them, and then they tie them up, and they've got them tied up right there, right? And he says, and the chief comes up to each of them and he says, "How do you want? You can either die or get the chichi. What do you want?"
The hell's chichi?
And that's what the guy says. He says, "What's the chichi?" He says, "Well, I don't want to die." He's like, "Give me the chichi." So the guards grab the guy, they take him, they shove his head inside of this big bucket, strap his arms down, and the whole village turns around and fucks him in the ass. And then
I heard this one, but it was Wonka Tonka.
That's not so bad.
So then he goes up to the other guy and he goes, "Hey, so what do you want to do? You want the chichi or do you want to die?" He goes, I just want to die." He goes, "Okay, but first, chichi."
See, the one I heard was that the plane crashes in South America, and and it's like native Indian dudes, and they get the survivors, and this is gonna give him Wonka Tonka, and he takes him and fucks him in his ass. And the second guy's like, he looks like he's okay. I'll take Wonka Tonka too. And then he gives him Wonka Tonka, and the third guy's like, I don't know what Wonka Tonka is. Fuck you guys. And he says, you know what? Take him in the back and give him Wonka Tonka till he dies.
Wow.
So
that sounds mean. Yours sounds mean. Like I got.
It is uncalled for, bro.
You made my asshole pucker. The other ones we were giggling. That one made my asshole tight. I was like, ow.
Like,
This is gonna start shitting out diamonds.
No, if I shit out a diamond, we're all got this. These rings are going to everyone with diamonds, baby. That would everyone get diamonds.
Should I give him my joke?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll end on Josh's joke. Let's do it.
Is this a dad joke?
So, I don't know if you guys have been seeing the stories lately about all the crows across the country. They're all going silent. Scientists are still looking for the cause.
nice.
I feel like I was like, the hell just happened?
I'm a dad. You know what? I'm a dad, and I'm gonna go with it.
That's really good.
That's the guy
I'm gonna- I like that one. That's as good as the bear and the rabbit in the forest. I love it, dude. I love
Very
it.
good. The bear in the woods.
Or you guys know the man moves into a house and his son gets into his room, and the first night they're there, the son's sitting there and he hears a voice in the background go, I got you where I want you, and now I'm gonna eat you. And the kid fucking freaks out, goes into his parents' room. He's like, Mom, Dad, there's a fucking ghost in my room. The dad's like, go to bed, God damn it. Next day, the next night, same thing. Kid goes to sleep. I got you where I want you, and now I'm gonna eat you. Fucking kid stands up, runs out the room, says, Dad, you need to come in here. And the dad's like, fine. So the dad sits down on the bed with him, and as he's laying there, he hears it again. I got you where I want you, and now I'm gonna eat you. And then now the dad hears it, and he's fucking freaking out, and he turns on the light. He's looking around. He opens the closet door, and there's a monkey sitting there with a booger on his finger, and he's going, I got you where I want you, and now I'm gonna eat you.
Yep.
That's
in honor of you.
How did the monkey get in the house?
That's in honor of you, monkey.
Don't ask for backstory. You just go with the joke. You just
Why
run
is the
with
monkey
it,
talking?
man.
What is going on, bro?
It's Planet of the Apes, man. All right, dude. You know what, dude?
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Dangal, Amir Khan.
Namaste.
We'll get her done.
Right on.
Got it.
Gotta fucking
Mahalo.
for it again. God dang it! Another fucking week of that music.
Aw.